right. Greetings. Welcome to the Captive Desk. Please join me in welcoming Tobin to the Captive Desk. Tobin has been here at the Captive Desk before when I did my summoning stream, and it is great to have you back for a chat officially, so to speak, at the Captive Desk. Welcome, Tobin, and welcome back.
Thanks for having me. Absolutely.
I borrowed a little bit from Tobin's channel's About section. I'm going to read a little bit. Tobin is a self described American atheist artist. Tobin says, welcome to the Ken Bin Fam YouTube channel. Just as I said it, KenBinFam. Kendra and I enjoy making music along with videos. For the majority of the content uploaded to this channel will be music. Check out the playlists I have. They include other musicians and conversations from other channels. We support the normalization of people that are non believers, free thinkers, agnostic, or atheists. There are so many atheists that have been an inspiration to us. Thank you to those content creators. We agree that promoting positive atheist culture and the separation of religion and government is important. That's well said, Tobin. You may have caught Tobin doing his early show covering different topics while having a morning coffee and sharing a bit of music, or you may have caught him among other videos covering different topics, or again in numerous music videos, often with Kendra, who is also talented musically. And in case you missed it, there is a link in the description for Tobin's channel at Tobin Templeman. Check it out and subscribe. And you will find Tobin's Patreon and other links in the description as well. Tobin, like many of us, gets around the community on various channels and is often in the chats as well. And I wanted to have Tobin on to share a bit about himself. And Tobin was gracious enough to accept and stop by the Captive Desk for a chat. And if we are lucky, we may be able to convince Tobin to share a bit of his musical talent for our enjoyment. So stay tuned to the end of the show. You won't want to miss it. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. I see Carol and Beck and AR and Kentucky. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Welcome, everybody. Glad you could join us. And again, Tobin, good to talk with you again. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Just hanging out.
All right. We're going to hang out a little bit, and Tobin's going to take us back a little bit and tell us a little bit about himself. So, Tobin, could you tell everybody, going back, were you raised in a religious environment?
Yeah. The Jehovah's Witnesses came by one day. Hello? And that's pretty much where it started. Like I still remember those people's names. I remember the couple. I could even drive back to their house. Like it was pretty far back there, but they made a lasting impact. That's for sure.
How long were you involved with that?
I had to be in my like anywhere from in between uh 5 and 8 is where it got introduced to us, and then it continued on until my early teens, or I think by the time I was a teenager that I had also kind of checked out, and then my mom as well. But she was the one who brought us into it.
Do you have other family members or siblings that were involved as well?
My sister, uh, from what I hear, is back into it. Um, My brother's, apathetic to religious ideas. He doesn't really bother with this stuff. But it's weird. It's strange because even though there are some people who like don't believe in it, they get kind of defensive of it as well too. At times, whenever I've had conversations with them, I find it strange. I'm like, why?
And what
But
about
yeah,
your community? What kind of community is the community in a religious? Are you in a religious area? Was it the school and other things? Was there a lot of religious folks or?
where I grew up, yeah, there was Pentecostal churches, and there's Baptist churches down there as well. The Methodist is another one, um, who's down in that area. And where I'm at right now, there is like a presence. Absolutely. There's even one that flies that Christian nationalist flag, what I know as the Christian nationalist flag. Um, yeah, we got a Catholic church and the Baptist and other denominations that are all over here. And this is like rural country, and they're just about on every single road, every major road. Yeah,
Without divulging too much, Tobin is in the South. So,
yeah. I'm in
would
Texas.
you consider it Bible Belt ish?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's some people who are definitely, yes. There are some believers down here. That's for sure. This string
And
is pulling on my ear. Ah, there we
ouch.
go.
And then, so going along and with your journey, then as into your teen years and everything, when did you get into your music?
Music actually was there before the Jesus crap.
Way
That hit
back, huh?
me at a very very early age. My dad plays the drums, and I remember sitting on his knee, and like before I could even reach the pedals down at the ground, I would hold the sticks, and I do remember him holding my hands and like playing out a beat, and then they would set me in front of the stereo and put some headphones on me and hook up a guitar, and I would sit there and strum on it and make noise. Uh, and there was the pots and pans too. I raided that kitchen cabinet and pulled out the pots and pans, and oh yeah, I'd get after it.
That's great. So you had encouragement from your father then. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've
Did
had
you
a deep fascination with the.
were you into the band class and music classes and stuff like that in school or
I definitely would have liked to, at the time. Um, it was too expensive for me to do the things that like I really wanted to do. Uh, my brother and sister, they did get to do the whole band thing. One of them played cello and one of them played with the viola, and those I got to play with those too as well. Those were fun instruments, but they it was expensive, like to get enrolled in all that stuff. But I would have definitely like if I would have gotten to do what I wanted to do, I would have done the marching band stuff. I would have been uh beating one of those snares, or give me one of those big old floor toms, or the big massive drum that you just keep the beat with. Yeah.
I know you from playing guitar, but I did see you playing the drums a little bit So you have an early start on both. Do you play any other instruments?
I'll play with just about any instrument you can hand me. I've gotten to play with some of the wind instruments like the clarinet and stuff like that. My son, he got into ocarinas. We played. I started them off on Legend of Zelda, and uh, then he was like, "Well, what's that instrument?" And then we got him some of those. Playing around with those are pretty fun. Actually, there's this song that we did. Oh, um, Sisyphean. It was back off the Truth Claims album. On that one, he plays the ocarina on. That flute noise that you're hearing is him playing the ocarina.
Neat.
But yeah,
And then
if you
no, go ahead.
yeah, I'll play with any instrument if you give me a chance. If you set it in front of me, yeah.
Cool. And you like to do a little drawing or something too, painting or something too, don't you? I
Oh
saw
yeah.
you were scribbling out something one day. You were showing it on your show. So you have multiple artistic talents.
Yeah, I like right now I've been messing with colored pencils mainly because we have a whole bunch of colored pencils are kind of left over from the kids, you know. They're like grown up basically now. Um
Mhm.
but yeah, we have some leftover art supplies and I'm just going to use them up. But I enjoy like watercolors and stuff like that. Um Here, hang on, let me grab something off the wall.
All right. Let's say hi to Mike and Crystal and Beck, Carol, and everybody for joining in. If you didn't notice Carol there, yeah, get a hold of Mike and he'll get you that information in the email. All right, Carol.
This is my youngest son. Uh, this is acrylic paints that he's messing with. Yeah, it's acrylic. We don't have oils. Um, but yeah,
Very nice. So you're passing along some artistic genes then.
yeah.
And what about other? Well, you said your brother and sister played in the band a little bit. Do they still play music like you do, or was it just a thing to do in school?
My sister, I only hear things through like the grapevine. My brother, um, it's unfortunate because he is a very good drummer. I mean, he has a lot of experience playing, and um, no, I don't hear anything coming out of there from him. Um, yeah, I think my brother's like in a depressed kind of state, and he's been there for a while, and it's kind of hard to. Um, I don't know. It's kind of hard to like play and have a good time. I don't know. It's weird. It's sad because we played for a long time. Simple Reality was our band, and that was a lot of fun. We eventually got a bass player, and we had another guitar player who joined us, and we kept it tight for 6 years. And I mean, my brother and I had been playing with each other for a very long time. Basically, as soon as he got the idea of beating on the drums, um, he really he he took it and he really pushes it too. Like the recordings I have of him, um, like I still listen to them. I'm like, damn, damn, dude was very creative.
Well, I hope things turn around.
Yeah.
Always hope. But did you? So you went through forming the band there. Then how did jamming with Kendra come about?
Um, well, I was really trying to get and act together with other people. I spent a lot of time um trying to make bands that eh, or find a band to become a part of. Um, and I was hitting some brick walls. I did find some people that if I come in contact with them again along the way, I would love to jam with them again. I've met some awesome players out there that are a lot of fun to play with and really push the limitations, which I like the challenge of like playing music. Um, but I was having a very hard time like keeping together in a group. And then I was like, it just hit me. I was like, why don't I just make a band with Kendra? Like when we first got together, we were even kind of like I was showing her things, and we're playing. I had even bought her a guitar at like way before we actually like really started playing frequently. But it wasn't but like 6 or 7 years ago. No, it was probably about 9 years ago that's whenever I was like, you know what? Let's just make some music and have some fun and like, you know, see where we can take this. I kind of got burnt out trying to like make a band work. I don't I don't know. That's kind of weird to say. I still would like to have like other members that we could jam with. And I would like to eventually even work with like a producer and work with a lot more people. It's not that I'm not open to working with more people, but I'm just not actively searching for those people. I'm kind of just like, let's play and like see how far we can take it. And if other people want to join us, then, the more the merrier.
Well, I was telling Tobin before we started that I was binging on his stuff, and my wife and I were watching, and we enjoyed it. So yeah, if you want to check out some music videos, make sure you check out Tobin and Kendra jamming together. You just might enjoy it. So
Yeah, there are some of those videos that were a lot of fun to make. The something from something video, that one was a lot of fun because I played with perspectives a lot. And my kids also were a part of that one too as well. And it's like a bunch of short clips that get attached to each other, and it's like you're looking at one thing and then you kind of like go through and all of a sudden now you're seeing a different scenery. I don't know, it was a fun video to make. I don't know, I would like to get even more production out of the do I want to do more and make them even better.
looking forward to it. May you make many, many more. So then along the way, So you had your music. So when the religion got left behind, how did that go for you? Was it a difficult thing, or was it something you just left behind?
Um, I think at the onset, like if I was to go back like to the preteen years just before being a teenager, like there is definitely some turmoil, and I think there's like baggage that thinking about all those religious ideas took away from my focus in on like schoolwork and just like my overall happiness, because a lot of those ideas that they give you are um kind of make you like uh it's like the idea of like, oh, my pet isn't gonna go to heaven. You're telling me God's not gonna allow my pet to go to heaven? Like in those cases, yeah, there was like some inner turmoil, and like and then going into like my teen years, it was um an angry reaction to it. Yes, there is definitely some just I really did not look good upon it, like at all. I could see no good from it, like at all. Which I have kind of like gone kind of in a full circle to it, to where like there is definitely religious things that uh as far as like politics, and there's things that we need to keep aware of, like in current events, and being a part of that whole thing that is important. But like there's um kind of like uh not all things that are you know that are attached to religion are necessarily bad, like the community, and or like kind of like the ritualistic way of like having a routine and things, um like the satanic temple, like the like I can't say that every single religion is uh absolutely horrible and is going to cause harm. There's um like Hemet Meta. Oh, I'm struggling to think of the name of that religion which he comes from, and it's very, it's not completely like a harmful ideology. Like they're not trying to force things upon people, and that's where like that kind of like it draws the line for me, where I'm like, no, religion needs to be put into place, or really these religious ideas need to be kept in check, like abortion rights and stuff like that.
A lot of us would agree with that. That it's not the religion if you keep it to yourself. It's the problem of not keeping it to yourself, and they just don't understand that just because you want things a certain way doesn't mean everybody wants things that way. So freedom of religion also means freedom from religion. You can have your religion, or you don't have to have your religion. So,
Yeah, it
but what
would be
about,
ideal to me to be like a part of an inclusive community and society at large.
and we were talking earlier that, you know, it, we're just people, whether you're religious or you're not religious. You know, people live their lives, they have their interests, they have their hobbies, they have their loves, they have their interests. Um, And really, maybe some of these little differences are things that are really just little things that we shouldn't be so concerned about, and embrace all the things we all enjoy and appreciate about life. Enjoy the short ride. When we see the strife going on in different parts of the world, it's glaringly obvious. It's like what a waste. It's just a sad waste. Pragmatics said, was it Jainism?
Jainism, yes. Yeah, I do think that is what Hemameta came from.
Thank you,
Uh,
Crystal.
yeah.
Yeah, we've talked with James Apperson before. And he brings it up often on his streams that the reason we speak about certain religions is because those are the religions that are bothering other people. The religions that we aren't saying anything about maybe get the idea that there's a good reason people aren't complaining about Jainism a whole lot, right? Because they aren't bothering anybody. They're not trying to put their influence into the politics or anything else. So there's a message in that. If you just pay attention, folks. Okay. And what other kind of interest did you have then when you were in school? Any were you in sports or anything like that?
Yeah, I played me some ball. I
Did you?
played I played baseball up until high school, and those guys were really taking it real serious. And that's whenever I kind of stopped playing. I played shortstop, and I did the left field. I played pitcher, um, and I was at first bat on every baseball team. Like, I had pretty good odds of getting on base. I was gonna get a hit, or I was gonna find my way to first base. And I like to steal. I liked sliding in the dirt. uh, I played on the B team as well for the Seabrook Spartans. Yeah, that was like a short. I was like, I don't think football is really for me. Like, you know,
But you had a
but
good
yeah,
you had a
it
good
hit
time
high
though, huh?
school. Yeah, yeah, but it hit high school, and I did cross country. Um, but that's when sports. I started being like, it's not totally my thing. Then there was the skateboarding. After, like, in high school, I dropped the uh the organized sports and just went for the grind and slide and rolling around on the old jam stick.
So did you did the skateboard parks and all that kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah. Um, I was at one of the first skate parks they opened up over there in Pasadena, South Side, um, South Side Skate Park, and at the point in time in which I started skateboarding, uh, like, you weren't allowed to do it in a lot of different places. And you probably still aren't able to do that. Um, Probably can't go into downtown and go skateboard still. But yeah, that's where we would go, and we would try, because there was really no skateboard parks. Southside did come along, and they got built, and then and whenever I moved out of my neighborhood that, like, I grew up in, as soon as, like, I moved up and I had, like, kind of moved on, they built the skate park there. But yeah, there was like nowhere to really skate, so you were like kind of pushed to go into the city and go find spots to go skate. And I did a little bit of running from the police. I did, but I think at those point in times they were just there to like scare us off because I never actually got caught. But I'm pretty sure if they actually wanted to catch me, they probably could have. So I didn't go too far.
Yeah, we had a big blacktop parking lot up on the corner, and we used to take our skateboards over there. But yeah, before you know it, they had a sign up, "No skateboarding." Of course, we did it anyways. But that was early days when the skateboards were first coming out with the fancy wheels on them that weren't just a pair of roller skates nailed to a board. So how is it?
Yeah, I still enjoy.
Excuse me.
Hmm?
Excuse me. I was still getting over a cold. I need a drink.
Yeah, I still enjoy watching the X Games or I still watch the skateboarding videos every once in a while. There's some kids out there doing some amazing tricks with the board. It's just mind blowing.
I saw. I think it was Tony Hawk was out with the kids with disabilities, and they had the rigs set up so they could get on the skateboards. Heartwarming. The smiles on their faces. It was just heartwarming. Really good stuff. Check that out if you haven't seen them. They're running around on the shorts, I believe. Very heartwarming. Yeah. And then, so you mentioned making an album. How many albums have you put together?
Um, Kendra and I have released two so far. Um,
What's the names of them?
one of them is Truth Claims. That was the first one. That one has 12 songs. That one is like I like the songs, and I can still even go back and play those. Although the recording, like I had gotten some new stuff. I don't know. I just I'm not as happy with the way that one turned out. Although there are some good there's some decent parts on that I really like. But and like um that one, like I was playing around with new equipment and was unfamiliar, and also really I'm not all that studied in the whole recording engineering part. I don't have that type of schooling, um, so I can't always find the results. It has been like a kind of like a test, and then try to see if this works and that works. It's weird playing around with sounds because um, you can make a recording, and you can try to blend another instrument with it, and because of the equalization and things like that, you can start canceling out other parts of the sound. It's freaking weird. Like playing around with all those little dials and knobs has been an adventure in itself.
Yeah, I told you
uh
I was dabbling a little bit. I made my own little intro music and stuff. And yeah, just tweaking a few of the knobs, and they don't have a big selection. It's just maybe a dozen or so, and it's just amazing. Yeah, you tweak a couple of those knobs, and it sounds completely different. It's just amazing.
yeah, and then we did the fallacious thoughts and behavior. That is our most recent release, and we are rehearsing those songs, and we are preparing ourselves to go out into the real world and start uh, booking gigs and getting out in the world and going and playing some songs. And that one,
Really cool.
I think I did a better job of the whole mixing the sound together.
That's what you got to do. You just got to keep doing it, and you learn as you go. And
But the one thing uh, that is on the both of those albums, you're hearing those are an electric drum set, and it's not the most high end drum set. Um, so there's only so many like the rudiments that you can do. There's the drumming in it for those two albums is very straightforward, and like there's certain sounds that you can't I couldn't make with that. I really want the next album, I want to have the acoustic drum set. If we haven't found a drummer to work with and I am recording the drums, I want there to be like an acoustic set, like a real drum set to play with, because there's a whole nother like set of dynamics that can happen with an acoustic set versus like the electronic set. There is a big difference.
and what other plans do you have for the future or for your channel? Any got anything coming out here we should watch for?
Yes, I am cooking up some stuff. Um, One thing have uh, started to wonder about is like trying my hand at comedy. Like I've never really thought of myself as like I'm gonna make a joke. You know, I, I have said things that people have found funny in the moment. But I didn't really put any thought behind it or anything like that. I didn't. And it's a hit and miss kind of thing. But I would like to try to put together. I am working on a pilot for a cartoon. I want to do a cartoon, and ah, I'll give away this much. Like uh, uh, it's two characters, and one character is a grown adult who does some questionable things, and he's got an imaginary friend. His imaginary friend is a big green cat, and the green cat is his imagination, but is the very rational thinking one, and maybe slaps around the my character. I don't know. There's there's other things that I'm gonna keep my story, and hold it so I can develop it and then eventually share it, because I'm gonna try to take my time with it and produce something that's proud of. But yeah, there's a bunch of different little projects that I'm gonna share on the YouTube channel. Like I get into botany. I like growing fruits and vegetables. I've shared a little bit of that on my channel already with my pumpkin patch video.
There's a lot of people that share different things. Check out Pragmatic Crystal. Always a bunch of outdoor videos there. I don't. I'm sure Carrie Ann will see this eventually. Carrie Ann's got a few videos up of her garden, and stuff like that. I told Tobin I slip my pond in now and then. Different people post different things, their projects they're doing and stuff. My partner Trees from Look at the Trees has a bunch of outdoor videos. He likes to go out hiking and stuff, and give you little tips so you know, in case you need to start a fire or make a shelter and stuff like that. So it's good that everybody shares their other things. Tobin and I were talking about. I think we've mentioned it more than once now that more people would share that. Yeah, we're just everybody has shared interests, and I know I've spoken with believers before, and we disagree on religion, but we also say, "Hey, how's the garden? You know, how's the new puppy doing? You know, things like that." And we can all relate to those kind of things. You know, share a little common ground. I'm not going to name the people, but there's a couple of people I strongly disagree with on almost everything that makes some YouTube content. But I heard one day that both of them like the Violent Femmes, and I said, "Well, hey, you know what? I bet we could all go to a Violent Femmes concert together and just have a good old time if we didn't talk about anything else." And speaking of, what kind of musical influence do you have? What do you listen to? Do you have anybody that you really love, you know, in the music business that you got influence from?
Well, just as much as I like playing, I enjoy listening. Yeah, whenever I started listening to music, um, we had milk crates that had records in them, and I had these really big headphones, and like the kind of cord, there was a big fat curly cord, and I'd hook it up to the record player and listen to records like Led Zeppelin, Yes, Rush. Um, there's some Cheech and Chong, records in there too. Um, I, Black Sabbath. It was a pretty good collection of records. So that's like where my music listening kind of began, and there's a lot. I draw from a large expanse on that spectrum. Like I enjoy just about anybody who is like putting their effort into making the song. It doesn't even have to be completely polished. I can like enjoy what they are doing, and I get the idea of what they're trying to put together. But like, I mean, I've gone to little podunk towns where they're having a little music festival, and they got, you know, a blues grass band out there, and they got the banjos and the mandolins and the harmonicas on there, and they're just like on fire, just like tearing it up. Those guys who are like getting after it, I'm like, yeah, I don't know, that's all right. I like that. You know, hip hop. I love hip hop. Um, Bar, Blatant, and Oz, and Graydon Square. These are some people that I've been doing a lot more listening to their music. Um, but like as far as like hip hop, out Cypress Hill and um, like Wu Tang, all that stuff, like it was a big influence on me. To even jazz, like I got into jazz whenever I did finish one semester of college, and I had a guitar teacher who really turned me on to jazz, and that's what I was learning were those fundamentals, like the circle of fifths, and um those different fundamentals, the basic fundamentals of music. um and I got turned on to jazz. I love the song Autumn Leaves. And really, like, I want to try to uh be just as expressive, like, as I go on making these albums. I am keeping track of like all the notes I'm using in the certain pattern, and there is an exploration that I'm doing. It's my own kind of like uh adventure that I'm going on, you know, in creating the songs. How I create those songs are all the different patterns in which you can make. And I've made a formula, and now I'm just kind of playing through this all the different arrangements. So and there's a bunch of them. Like I have there's already another one in works, and I have two other ideas that are solid, and I have some of the things like, you know the information stored away. So once I finished the next album, I'll be able to go right to the next one. So and Kendra is still a young bass player. Uh, as long as we keep on having fun and playing, I'm sure she is going to add newer techniques and different things into it. We're gonna keep on growing. If I can have anything to do with it, we'll be um, growing. Yeah,
Best of luck. And again, go and check out Tobin's channel, support him, and check out what's upcoming. I'm sure you'll keep us notified.
I sure will.
So, how's life treating you as a non-believer?
Um, I definitely like being a non-believer. Like, um, there's some like self shame ideas that I was, taught as a kid through religious ideas, that I'm glad that I don't have that like worry, that, oh, I'm going to be punished because I enjoy this and that, or I want to do this with my life. I uh I feel pretty good. And um I actually just recently finished sessions with um a therapist through the secular therapy project. And I have set it up to where it'll be 6 months from the time that we had our last one. I will go back, and um it is giving me some confidence that I did not have before. And um it is I've even gotten a little workbook that I'm like working on to try to like just make my own behaviors be more comfortable with being who I am, which I pretty much am. That was one thing that I learned through that process, was that um I am a pretty emotionally stable person for the most part. I mean, I'm freaking human. I'm gonna have a time. I've had times where I have not behaved in ways that I'm myself not proud of. But um, I'm going to work to continue to get better and just be a better person to uh, everybody. Just trying to Really, now I'm just working on having fun and trying to get out there and go play some music.
The world needs more artists. So if you could, if you could go back in time and give yourself some advice back when you were a teenager, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself, hey, you need to think about the truth, the idea, the concept of truth. You need to think about that one. And then here's some books. Go get a critical thinking book, learn these terms, um, get an idea of what fallacies are. Um, this is what is important. That Bible crap, throw that out the window. It doesn't matter. It's not going to help you. It's got no real answers in everyday life. Just drop that crap. Look at this stuff. This is what's important, and learn about this stuff. And this year has been like the year about fallacies for me. It is like one my the album that I had decided to make was called Fallacious Thoughts and Behavior. But whenever I got involved with the secular therapy, the therapist brought up cognitive distortions, which is a list of fallacies that people tell themselves, like being a mind reader, like, um, and this is one that I have found that I am guilty of it. Like, somebody will look at me a certain way, and I'm like, why why do you think like that? Like, they're I automatically think that, oh, you're unhappy with something I said or maybe I've done. I start thinking like for them, it like you're mind reading them in a way, as if. But like those kind of becoming more aware of those fallacies, the cognitive distortions, that's something else I would have definitely told the younger me. Like, look at these things, and try to have the best time that you possibly can, because this is the only one that you are pretty sure that you had. This life, this most likely is it. So you better have fun with it. You better try to enjoy it.
And
Do your damnedest.
even if this isn't it, I
Hmm.
mean, enjoy it anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
what's the point of not enjoying it? So either way, yeah, enjoy it.
One of the things, whenever I was younger, that I used to say was, you're destroying your gift from God. Like, this is like whenever I actually still had the idea of like there is a God that created us. Um, I would be mad at people for who are like, I would see them as the polluters of the world, and I'd be angry at them and be like, how could you destroy your gift from God? God created the planet. It's your gift. Your life is your gift. That was a state of mind I once carried. Yeah. I hadn't thought of that in a long time. You just flashed me back there. RFR. Uh,
Freedom,
the recovering.
freedom from religion foundation.
Well, and the Recovering from Religion Foundation. Yeah.
Yep, got that one there too. Are there any
But secular,
are there any channels that you like to watch about atheism and related topics? Were there any? Are you at the throne of Richard Dawkins or anything?
Um, I like to go on adventures and find people, especially like the people I interact with in chat and stuff like that. Like I like to see what do they have a channel. I've been in that kind of mode for a while, and yeah, there's a bunch of people that I enjoy listening to. Been talking to Sydney Davis Jr. Um, I like listening to apostate or Brentley has the channel the Punk Apostate. Um, but there's many of y'all trees. You know, I keep up with trees. I go on his adventures. And um, who else? There's a lot of y'all. I mean, I still keep up with some of the more prevalent, you know, people like Seth Andrews. I still enjoy listening to Seth Andrews, and you know,
And
I try to
he's got such a great voice. How can you not enjoy listening to him?
I try to like reach out and you know, if I haven't been to somebody's channel in a while, like I try to make my way. There's so many of y'all that I really enjoy spending time with.
Crystal dropped a link there for the Punk
Yeah,
Apostate. Go check that out too.
yeah. Brentley is fun, dude. He likes to poke fun at it. You know, he's uh joking around about it, like the ridiculousness of it all. Um, yeah.
And AR is joining us. You must have nodded off. Good to see you, AR. Good to see everybody out there. Yeah, I'm the same way. I like some of the big names, and I like a lot of the smaller channels too. Get the different viewpoints. And I was joking about Richard Dawkins. I don't worship at the altar of Richard Dawkins, even though I've been told so. I Richard Dawkins is well accomplished in his field, but he doesn't speak for all non-believers. He speaks for himself, like we all do. And I wanted to ask Kendra, and you make the videos together. Are you doing all the camera work and everything too? Are you doing take after take and stuff like that, or just kind of free flowing and then doing it all in the editing later? What's your plans when you do your videos?
Um, yes, Kendra does do some of the camera work in it. Basically, um, I come up with an idea, um, and then just try to execute it in the best way that I can. And my art that I make, I try to do it quickly. I don't have a very polished uh, way of art. I'm not spending, you know, a whole month to create one piece. Like I'm literally trying to bang it out. Like I'll give myself a week deadline and say, you know, I got what I got, and then I'm gonna work with it. But if it's like way too lacking, or I come up with a new idea, I will be like, oh wait a minute, hang on, let me attach this to this concept. Like, um, but Kendra, yeah, she has helped out with doing some of the camera work and stuff like that. She just likes being a part of it. We have fun doing it. It's something to do on the afternoon.
Well, you look
Yeah,
like
no
you're
rough
having
drafts. Just smash it.
you look like you're having fun together. So that's all that really matters. Of course, we wish you all kinds of success. And like I say again, go check out the channel and share it around. People that are into the jamming and everything and stuff. Maybe even in Tobin's area, they could all hook up somehow. You know how the internet works. Somebody knows somebody. So if you know somebody, make sure you share them Tobin's links and get that community all in touch with each other. Can't hurt.
Yeah, I'm pretty easy to support. Like I like the the thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a listen. You know.
Let's say we were already covering your future plans. We did I did tell Tobin that Kendra was invited to stop by, but Kendra had other plans, but I promised we would give Kendra a shout out. So this is a shout out to Kendra. We enjoy listening to you too. And Crystal mentioned earlier that there was a video she did. What was the name? Let's see, it's in here somewhere. Here we go. A song about women's empowerment. I don't remember the name. You know which song that Crystal's talking about, Tobin?
Um, is she talking about us? Is she talking about Kendra?
Thought
Um,
it was, or it was Hemet
yeah,
Meta's.
I'm
Either that or was Hemet Meta. That's what.
I'm very proud of her. I mean, from being a person, she wasn't like it wasn't something that she was trying to do as a kid. Like she used to come over and listen to us jam. Um, but she wasn't like trying to pursue it like, I was. And I was just kind of like, "Hey, play the bass for me." And please, I asked nicely. and uh and yeah, now it's like it's something that she does. It's like a part of her as well. And you know, she's I don't know. I think she's
Are
doing
you,
pretty good.
are both of you writing lyrics and everything?
No, she doesn't do the lyric writing. Um I have encouraged her to be like, "Yeah, you could sing, you should sing along." Like I will catch her like in the car singing, but I haven't gotten I haven't gotten her to where she's like singing. Like she actually knows the lyrics to the songs and stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean, I try to encourage her to play around and uh, be a part of it. Like I like reacting to things as well. Like in the fallacious thoughts and behavior, that is something that is different from the truth claims. Is in fallacious thoughts and behavior, uh, the songs have a section of it to where she made a piece and I'm reacting to her piece. And so the songs on fallacious thoughts and behavior uh, were kind of like I didn't know exactly where they're going to go, and so they're a collaboration, and that's what like I would like to continue doing is being collaborative. I want her to uh, know, and she does know that she is uh, welcome to express herself and put her ideas in, and like it's something that I enjoy the challenge of like being able to listen to a piece and then being able to make something to accompany that. Like that's a different challenge to me instead of being like, set her down and be like, okay, you're gonna learn these notes, and then, um, I'm I I don't know. I like it to have somewhat of an adventure in the creating of it, being collaborative, collaboration. I enjoy that part of it.
I can tell the way you answer that you really like thinking deeply about it. It's really it's really telling the way you're thinking about it and stuff. You sound very artistic.
I am an artsy fartsy dude. That is for sure.
And if you can't tell with the color there, Tobin was trying to get a little more green in the beard there. So
Yeah, is the light hitting it right to where it can't show? I've been
yep,
on like I think one of the first people I went and talked with. No, Richard Madison wasn't one of the first people I went and talked with, but it was like I went to his channel, and it was probably the first time that I had went onto a panel, and then they were like, "Are you Muslim?" Because I had this, a long goatee that my attire kind of. I do kind of see how some people may have thought that, but yeah, I'm gonna try to punk it out more and be a little more like
I'm a
I'm not.
hipster.
Yeah, exactly.
We were kidding around that Tobin needs a T-shirt that says, "No, I'm not a Muslim, but thank you for asking."
Right, get some stuff that will bounce off of the green screen and blend into the picture in the background.
Get all far out. And I did choose my background thinking of Tobin's videos because a couple of them were kind of psychedelic, and so now I need a good background to have Tobin on with us. And, I made the musical background in AI. Tobin and I were discussing a little bit about it's a new art form, and you don't actually have to have the talent in the hand to make some really cool pictures. So it's a neat way to express yourself, and especially for those of us who are stick figures, and that's about all we can draw. It is really neat that you can have an idea and play around with the keywords and kind of get the AI to make a picture, and opening up all kind of different frontiers, and maybe expose more people to getting into some art that like people like I that don't necessarily have the talent, but it might be in your head. It'd be nice to just get it out, and this is a great way to for some of us to express ourselves. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, and the I mean, it is your creation. I mean, it wouldn't have generated that picture the way it did for you as it would if somebody else was playing with it. So your artistic eye, your vision is very cool. I enjoy it. I totally dig the trippiness and the swirliness of the background with that the setup with the people jamming out. It's cool. It's very is it MC Escher? Is that the one who did the melting clocks, who does the surreal? It kind of has that surreal kind of look to it. It's cool.
I think that's one of the categories is surreal because
Yeah.
not only can you tell it what to do, but you can go into different themes. So you can have like a horror genre or a comic genre or mystical, heavenly, all these different filters, so to speak, and it'll completely change the picture. So you can put in the same keywords and get something that's a little spooky, and you can switch it over and you can get something real cute looking with the same keywords, just depending on what filter runs through. It's a lot of fun. I've made a lot of pictures, and I've been making my thumbnails for most of my videos, anyways. Interviews like this, I still like to use my desk, but for some of the other ones, I'm using the thumbnails or getting the AIs for the thumbnails, and I was using them in some of our videos too instead of a slideshow. And hello, Simami, how you doing? Good to see you. And so before we get wrapped up here, is there do you get involved in religious discussions at all, or do you just avoid it? What do you like to talk about when you're online?
Um, I will talk about it with people. I'm definitely not shy and will talk about it, especially if somebody brings it up. Um, Although I have kind of waned from like having like talking to people like in comment sections. I at one point in time did spend quite a bit of time doing just that, uh, and you know, making comments to somebody else and like having a dialogue. There is some of those that would have like I think I busted 150 with a few people that we had a back and forth in those comment threads. Um, but it has been one of the things like I was trying to do even back then was to like take out name calling. Like I don't try to be insulting. I try my best not to be insulting to others. Um, and like it got down to like towards the end whenever I was talking to writing texting people a lot, um to where it ended up where I was just leaving a lot more questions. I was leaving less statements, but and just leaving questions. Um, but yeah, um, I've since I've gotten to where I'm making content and now I'm like trying to make content. I have not spent that time uh like looking for those conversations to have with people. But like if it was in my everyday life, um, like someone I meet at the gas station or something like that, uh, especially if I have the time, I might be like, "Hey, what do you mean by that exactly?"
I
I
think I'm
rubbed
the
this
same way.
rock where?
I think I'm the same. If I'm going to put forth the effort, I'll just put it into a video. I'll say what I got to say and make the video, and then I don't have to repeat myself. You could just watch my video.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and speaking of Tobin, this is not Tobin's first time at the captive desk. Tobin came on and did the summoning stream with me, and we had a lot of fun doing that. And I did bring it up with SJ in the chat the other day and told her that I did the summoning stream, and she was a little concerned. And I said, well, it was because of watching your video, SJ, because you had a couple guests on and I did a little snooping around, and that's where I got the idea from. So her comment back was, well, let me know how it goes. So that's where it sits right now. But she does know that I did the summoning stream, and it was because of her video. So, but uh, of course, I've had this cold. My wife sends me a text last night. There's more stars out than I've seen in a long time, and I'm like, oh, of course. So I wanted to get my telescope out, but I had pneumonia once before when I was young because I was like, oh, I'm just going to tough it up and go outside when I'm sick. And no, it is just not worth it. I'm sorry. So there was no getting the telescope out. I'm sorry. I'm trying to take care of myself and get cleared out. So it'll have to wait for another day. But the good news is there were a lot of stars out. So hopefully we'll have some clear skies ahead and we'll be able to do the last bit of checking, which is the only thing left, because I did do the stream with um, Robin on Kentucky Atheist channel, and we learned about the tarot cards. So I think we covered those pretty thoroughly. And then my IT guy and I covered the Ouija board on Halloween. We both had our hands on it and we played around with it and asked it some questions and everything. So I believe we've been pretty thorough on the follow-ups, Tobin. So
And you're gonna get that compiled together and send it to his name is Hugh Ross. That
I
is
will
who put out the
contact
challenge.
you. Yeah, I am going to contact him after I make sure I've checked the skies out really good, because I want to give that a fair shake. But as soon as I can get a good view on the
I
skies,
have not seen any aliens.
I was going
I
to
haven't
ask, how are
seen.
the skies there?
I haven't. We did get a little bit of rain, but we have had some clear nights. I haven't seen anything crazy. I haven't had any demons pulling the covers off of my toes or anything. Or no, I don't hear any ball and chain rattling around the house or anything. No ghost action. It's been otherwise pretty ordinary.
Well, AR says he did get a raise finally. So see,
Oh, heck
it
yeah.
just took a little time. And hey, congratulations. I told Robin, one of the cards I pulled in the tarot card reading was something that had to do with maybe a new house. So I don't have plans to buy a new house, but I did get a new used truck, which is new to me. It's nice and clean, and I've got a full size truck now, so the testosterone's been flowing. Uh, but yeah, I had a small truck, and sometimes when you want to haul something just a little bit bigger, or so, go get some dirt or something like that, the little trucks just don't do it. So
Nope. Mm-mm.
I stepped up. So I've got a 1500 now, so I can actually throw something in the back. So,
Heck yeah.
so I'm giving Robin a hit on that one. I did get something new. Although it is used, it's new to me. So we're going to give Robin a hit on that. But we did
Yeah,
have a good time.
the one
We
thing
did have a
about
good.
those
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
one thing about those tarot cards was the way it kind of directed the conversation. That was a fun night. I was there for a good section of that when you were talking with Robin and the Kentucky Atheist.
And like I said, you don't have to believe in things to learn about them because to a lot of believers, these things just terrify them.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think any of them have a clue what they are or have ever seen one or anything else. And my impression with the tarot cards, it's a lot like astrology. It can seem very interesting, and it can also seem to apply to a lot of things at the same time. But it is fun, and like Robin pointed out, like with the Ouija board, it's a game, it's a party favor. It's to have fun with. Okay? It's nobody meant for it to be taken seriously in the first place. So again, maybe folks got to lighten up just a little bit about something that's nothing. Okay, it's a party game. Okay, that's all it is. And like Tobin said, it's fun. You can get some interesting conversations. Maybe stir up a memory. Oh yeah, that's my fell off my bike or something. But yeah, let's not take it too seriously. It's just for fun. But I putting T. Ross to task because he believes that it's magically powered. So, but I'm good. It's good to hear that nothing's happened to you and you're not floating off your bed or anything. I did have a cold, but I'm not going to blame a cold on the demons just yet because nothing came flying out of me or anything like that. Just a good old fashioned head cold. Couple boxes of tissues and some Listerine took care of it. So otherwise, knock on wood, I learned a little trick and how to fix my truck without tearing it all apart, and it worked. And did a couple other things to it today. So we're doing all the little things you got to do on a used vehicle. And my son's a big help, and I appreciate him. And he's going to have his birthday here on Friday. And my other son's going to come over, and we're going to have guys' night because my wife is going to be working. But me and my boys, we're going to have dinner together, and we're going to smash on Friday for his birthday. So it should be a good
Heck
time.
yeah.
And before we wrap things up, I wanted to say hello to everybody once again in the chat. I see Sumami and Carol and Pragmatic and AR. Everybody's been having a good conversation. Appreciate everybody being through. Appreciate Maya and Bree stopping by. Always good to talk with you, ladies. And let's see. I know James was through. Mike is through. Always great to see all you. John was here. And I'm scrolling kind of quick. If I miss any, Beck was here. Always good to see Beck. And make sure you check out all their channels. Tux. Let's say Pragmatic's got a lot of great videos. Maya does Sunday nights with the strange science. Bree, of course, has Hive Psi. You like bugs and cryptids and all kind of things like that. Bree's got it covered. Great channel. James Apperson. Check out James Apperson. Check out Mike at Answers in Atheism. Great channel. And you just might see me over there. Have a lot of have a good time talking with Mike and James as well. And cover a lot of interesting topics over there. And the Kentucky Atheist enjoyed our talks too. Make sure you check out the Kentucky Atheist too. And once again, Tobin's links are in the description. Check out his links, his Patreon, all the links are in the description. And I want to thank everybody once again for stopping by. I want to thank Tobin for being my guest. It was a wonderful conversation. And if you enjoy discussions like these, make sure you subscribe with a bell so you get notified for future talks like these. And we hope to talk to you then. And as promised, Tobin's going to take us out. So for your listening, for your listening pleasure, Tobin, the floor is yours.
All right. I cooked something up special just for this channel right here. Just give me a moment to grab it and I'll be right back.
We've got a special surprise coming for you, so don't go anywhere. It's not a technical glitch. We're just waiting for Tobin to get ready. Thanks again for everybody for stopping by. In Ohio wood, where the whispers play, the grassman roams in shades of gray. Bigfoot joins a legend's dance, forest secrets, their only trance. In Ohio wood, in Ohio, Ohio woods. Skeptics say the grassman is elusive play. Bigfoot tales, a skeptic's grin, no proof within. Ohio woods, Ohio woods. Skeptic's chest, a skeptic's quest. Bigfoot jokes we weave with glee. Hide and seek, champion, we decree. In Ohio woods, in Ohio woods, where the whispers play. In Ohio woods, where the shadows play. Ohio woods. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good night. Wish y'all well-being. Thanks, Dave.